As of this morning, Elon Musk has reportedly acquired a 9.2% stake in Twitter.
Boom.
That makes him the largest individual shareholder of the company, surpassing Vanguard and BlackRock, which I love.
Yes.
I love that.
Not a fan of Vanguard and BlackRock. Hey, have you? And I want you to comment below. I was just talking about this when I was taking the twins for a walk with my parents this weekend, and we were walking through a neighborhood, and there's some businesses, like that area where there are shops and restaurants.
Yeah.
And have you ever experienced in your lifetime home prices that are soaring? Right, you can't buy a house.
It's insane.
But then you go down the main streets, all the businesses are closed. That's where you know there's this weird disconnect, because it's not people buying the homes, it's these giant corporations, right, who want to create a permanent class of renters. I remember when we had, for example, the recession that had taken place in 2009. Well, what happened? There were a bunch of foreclosures. There were a bunch of empty houses. There were also a bunch of empty businesses.
Yeah.
Or then when it came back, you had Donald Trump, you had home prices going up, but you had record low unemployment. You had businesses that were flourishing. This is the first time I can remember ever in my 30 plus years on this earth, home prices soaring. That market is something you can't even catch up with. It's just absolutely ablaze. And then more businesses, I should say a good portion, more than I've ever seen in my lifetime, completely shut down. There was a strip mall area. There used to be a donut shop, a cleaners, a jewelry repair.
Yeah.
All three of them closed. It's a really, really weird dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Well, try bidding on a house now.
Yeah, I know.
You have somebody come in who's actually part of an investment group, pretending that they're not, and they're going to outbid you by $50,000 on a house that's $300,000. It's insane.
Yeah, it is.
It really is crazy.
Because the people aren't the ones who are able to buy these houses.
Well, no, and nobody's who's going to put that kind of money into a house?
Right.
Nobody.
And then people bitch about redlining. It's like, do you have any idea the kind of monster you're creating? Oh, that's right. They're too big to fail, said Elizabeth Warren. So my point is Elon Musk, more shares in BlackRock. I love it. And it doesn't mean that I'm entirely sold on Elon Musk. The shares of the company went up 26% after Musk's purchase.
Yeah, the announcement was made today. This happened a few weeks ago, but he had to disclose it.
Right.
And he made $1 billion so
on
far.
paper.
Well, yeah, all he has to do is sell it if he chooses to get out of it. But $1 billion, not so bad on profit in, 2.5 weeks?
Yeah.
That works out well.
No, it works out well. And here's what I do like to see. He tweeted out a couple of things. People are focusing on him sort of doing an end zone dance, but this is what I think is most telling. He tweeted out, given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done? That's not just you see grifters who sometimes say, I'll appeal to the right, and you have these people on the left who say it's way easier to make money appealing to the right. Really? SNL, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, right? Just
everybody.
The fact is, there's Fox News does well, and so do programs like this because they're what? An alternative. Alternatives tend to do well with an alternative audience, but it's an alternative to what? Everything in the mainstream. That being said, there are some grifters out there who aren't necessarily genuine, and they do see some kind of an economic opportunity. This isn't that. This seems to be a guy who understands genuinely that nothing changes outside of removing the safe harbor rules with Section 230.
Yeah.
The arguments that we've been making for a long time. The arguments that I can't fully discuss, things that have been going on behind the scenes as it relates to this. But that is something that I'm happy to see the largest stakeholder in Twitter saying, hey, we can't keep doing this if we're the town square. That's important legalese there.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been making that town square point for a while. And remember, this is the guy that founded X.com that ended up merging and ended up going into PayPal. And their whole purpose was to go against centralized banks and give people more freedom.
Right.
This isn't new for Elon.
Yeah.
This is something that
then PayPal decided to start banning conservatives.
Well, he sold out of it, right?
Yeah.
So, but this is consistently what he's been doing. So I hope he takes that same stance here. And somebody's going to say, oh, it's only 9.2, 9.3%. Do you understand what happens when the largest shareholder walks in to a major corporation like this and says, I want to meet with the CEO?
Right.
Do you want a Carl Icahn coming in and totally changing everything?
He basically walks in and goes, I would like to meet with the CEO, and there's my penis.
Yeah.
I believe it is the largest in the room.
Yes.
It is 9.2% larger?
It is roughly 1.2% more than any of you have.
Yeah. Also, I have flamethrower. Does anyone want to argue?
Yes.
No, okay, don't wait up.
Oh, very good. Yeah, he owns almost 10% of Twitter. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that is a lot.
I'm really glad to see it, and I hope. I hope we see some changes. This is one thing that Republicans screwed up. They had power. Donald Trump did not do enough, and you can see right now Democrats are running as quickly as possible to try and get more control. You saw it with Jen Psaki calling for more censorship. You see it with the hearings that take place. Very, very different tone from, unfortunately, it was nothing but hearings with Mark Zuckerberg. It was nothing but hearings with people from YouTube. Republicans didn't do a whole lot, but now liberals are trying to enact legislation. I don't think they will be able to try and gain more control over social media. So if someone in the billionaire class decides to wield that power against these these evil, I won't say, of course, pedophile satanic ring.
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
true. I will just say evil
People.
pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.